Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing a 5-minute game against the Invisible Man, who is a anonymous IM. Queen c2 Nimzo. Another one of these lines. Okay, I'm thinking about playing a gambit line. I'm not going to take on d5 this time. I'm going to let him take if he wants, and I'm going to go bishop g5. I don't see too many people playing like this. I think Mamedyarov likes to play this pawn sacrifice from time to time. Okay, he plays c5. That may force me to mind the pawn, if you will. Let's go bishop g5 anyways. See what I can get out of this. He took on d4. Alright, so I'll take back. Now I'm actually threatening queen a4 check. So he has to be mindful of that. I don't know that queen a4 check would be disastrous for him, because he could play knight c6, and after I take his knight, he could insert the move bishop takes c3. So he's not losing if he allows queen a4. Which is probably why he's playing h6 now. If I take, he takes with the queen, though. Seems kind of weird. So if I go queen a4 check, he plays knight c6, I take. Let's say he takes on c3, I take with the pawn, he takes back. I take on f6. What in the world is going on? Don't think that's in my favor. I just have a feeling it's not. So let's just go here. He castles. Alright. A3. E3, he might play E5, I'm thinking. It's not that bad for us. Let's just go E3. We'll make a simple decision. Okay, let's just take. And go here. Get ready to castle. I realize I don't have much of an advantage here, but the position is original. And I feel okay about it, so it's playable for both sides. Plays rook b8, makes sense. Let's just pin here. X-ray the file. If he wants to bring his queen somewhere active, he might have to allow me to play bishop takes f6 and weaken his kingside. This was just a purely reflex move, rook fd1. Maybe I'll go e4. So now, moment of truth, do I take on f6 or not? My position is kind of built up to play this move, so I'll do it. What about now e4? Be interesting. He could possibly just grab a pawn on c4. I'd like to get my knight over to the king side, but that's not easy. What about rook d4? Rook d4 looks good. So I'll just play it. Now I think his king is uncomfortable. He's trying to block me with his pawns. Ooh, I really want to do a sacrifice now. I see a potential sacrifice. Let's take. Now he has to figure out what move order to do. Because I'm attacking his bishop here. He should honestly probably take my knight on c3. That might be his most accurate move order. Yeah, probably would be. Take my knight on c3. Because this way allows me to take with my knight. And then I might get my wish of being able to bring the knight over to the king side. I hope I'm not overestimating my king side play. g4, what about g4 here? g4 looks kind of fun. Let's do that. Because I think if I played rook h4, king g7 would have dealt with that just fine, so this way seems better. Queen d3. Let's just stay active. g4 also solved my back rank issue as well. So it's a nice move. Maybe I should have played queen d1 instead. Yeah, because of that move. But alright, let's just go here. can play bishop d6, yep. I'm just going to sack the exchange. I didn't have great options with the rook, so I didn't want to have to sack the exchange like this, but it was kind of necessary. Now, he would love to get the queens off the board. That would be the best case scenario for him. So I think he might play queen b5. Otherwise, his kingside is looking very dicey. If queen b5, I can take on e6. He takes my queen. I can take on f7. Then I take back. I'll have 2 pawns. Is that right? 2 pawns? Yeah, I'll have 2 pawns for the exchange. I don't know if I can favorably avoid a queen trade, because he's attacking my b2 pawn as well. I don't quite like that. So I don't know that it's possible to avoid a queen trade in a good way here. So let's just go for it. If he takes on d3, I'll insert this capture on f7. This is an interesting endgame. I'm not sure who's better in this position. It's really an open question. It seems like he should play rook c2. That would be very normal. If he goes rook c2, I'll play rook d1, because I don't want him playing rook d2. Minor piece plus pawn versus rook endgames are hard to assess, I've always found. They're very difficult to assess. Now, if he'll let me, I'll play rook d2. I think it would be in his best interest to play rook c2. Well, he chooses a more passive move. Okay, now I'll go here just to make sure I don't have to worry about that pawn. Go rook d2. See, this is the concern for him, is that if I get organized, my knights, pawns, and rooks may be a bigger factor than his pieces, if you will. Okay, so here I can do this move. Go after his pawn. Okay, now this is looking great for me, because he's just going to lose his d-pawn, if I'm not mistaken, and his rook can't get into c2 either. Oftentimes when you sacked an exchange, it's to your benefit to keep the other rook on the board. I mentioned this before in videos, but I feel that's very important. All right, so if I take on d5 with the knight, he might go rook c2 then, is what he's perhaps thinking. Am I scared of that? Should I be? Maybe. Let's just do it. I don't see a good alternative. It's a little annoying. I wish I could play knight e7.
Check.
Yeah, it's just a little irritating, because he's going to getting one pair of rooks off the board gives him more counterplay now. Yeah, he gets his king in. It's just harder for me to attack his weaknesses. I'll try to eject his king, or maybe play knight c6. Okay, I can go here. Now knight d3 is coming, because rook c3, I just check on d3. I think with the 3 pawns plus the minor, I'm definitely better here, playing for the win.
Check.
If my pawns
Check.
get a little bit further, they'll become dangerous. Now, do I keep trying to push my minors or my pawns? Do I hold off a little bit? Let's just do this. Let's push that one.
Check. Check.
I'm gonna go knight c5 next if I'm allowed.
Check.
Yeah, this is kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm kind of losing the thread here. Just losing the thread a little bit. My h-pawn is going to drop.
Check.
Don't know why he played that move.
Time warning. Check. 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 Check.
All right.
Check.
Well, I won on time at the end, luckily. My technique was not good down the stretch, though. Not happy about the way I played that. Let's back up. I'm back over 2,500 for 5 minutes. So I was intending to play a gambit line. If he takes on c4, I was going to go bishop g5, which I mentioned is a line that I've seen Momotyarov play. But he played c5, and it became sharp. This might be a line. I'm just unaware of it. So here. So my thinking with h6 is like, you know, he's allowing me to go here, but after knight c6, take, he can insert this capture on c3, which derails my whole plan of winning a piece, needless to say. And after this, let's say takes, you know, I can play bishop takes f6, but actually I think he can maybe even just take with the queen. And after this, I capture, I don't know, maybe king f8 or king e7. On second thought, this looks kind of dodgy, though. I could just take and defend the c3 pawn. But I was mainly looking like, well, I take his rook, but he takes on c3 with check, and then he'll take my rook with check, too. But actually, this makes a good deal of sense for me to play. Yeah, I should have done this, and then take. If he takes with a pawn, I'm perfectly happy to take here now, I think. Like bishop d7, I don't know, queen a6, let's say. So I'm guessing the engine's going to say that I should have gone for that line. Queen a4 check. Let's see. Yeah.
Check.
Queen d7. Oh, okay. Queen d7 so that he can take my bishop. I see. Yeah. And if this one... Take.
Check.
Take. Take. B takes. Take. Oh, queen takes is good for him.
Check.
Oh, because of bishop d7. Right. And then if
Check.
take here, then king e7. And he's attacking my queen, and he's attacking c3. Double attack. And it thinks I'm just losing here. Huh. Yeah, because if I go after his other rook, I'm going to get checkmated.
Check.
Mate in 2.
Checkmate.
It's a funny line. So instead I played, what was it, e3? Or I just, yeah, bishop h4 and then e3 on the next move. And like I said, I think this position is balanced. It's just playable for both sides. Queen a5, and now I got to take on f6. I am curious what my best follow-up is here. Computer says a3. I did this creative rook lift idea, but then he played f5. If not for f5, I really like my position, because I think the rook coming over to g4 or h4 is troublesome for him. So he went here, and I took. Let's see if I'm right about him taking on c3, because I thought this was the strongest move, because after pawn takes c3, he can take here, and after queen takes, I think he can sneak in queen takes c3, hitting the rook with tempo, and he doesn't yet have to recapture on d5. Yeah, here and take, and I'm going down a pawn. I might have some initiative a little bit, but realistically, he should be doing well. If I play rook h4, he can just defend the h6 pawn like that. He's not too exposed with the f5 pawn and the h6 pawn covering these squares. Yeah, so bishop takes c3 would have been the way to exploit my rook d4 move, or the c takes d5 move. So now this happens. I think I should have played queen d1, so that if bishop d6, I can drop the rook back like here, maybe? Oh, wait, no, but then I lose contact with the pawn. Okay. Rook a4, ah. Computer to the rescue. Rook a4 would have been enabled. And then I might have time to take on f5 after he moves his queen. Okay. So queen d3, bishop c5. And here it got interesting because I opted to sacrifice the exchange. I think I have to. Computer says he's better. I really thought he should have played rook c2. And the engine says the same thing. Yeah, rook c2 is like the only disruptive move he can really make right now. And he's threatening rook d2, which would force my knight to move. My knight is the foundation of my position right here because it's holding on to these weak pawns, and it's centralized. So if he can kick that out, he's in business. So I would have played rook d1 to cover that piece. But it appears he's doing okay. d4, that's interesting. Computer says it's okay for him to give up another pawn, just so long as he has activity. So at this point, he's down 3 pawns, but the computer actually, or he's down a point. I have 3 pawns and a knight against his rook. But the computer says his activity makes up for it. That's very interesting. Puts him a full point ahead. Probably because his rook is causing a ruckus on the second rank. My knight really can't move. My pawns are not threatening. So right now, it's important for me to solidify. That's why I said, like, if I needed a couple if I could get in a couple moves to organize my position, I start to like it a lot. Like, he was floundering a little bit around here, I think. Maybe it was never that great for me. Although I felt here I should be better. This is what I did.
Check.
This was not easy, though. I allowed him a lot of counterplay. Oh, f4 check.
Check.
Yeah, that would have helped. I just missed that in-between move. He took on d2, and I played the automatic recapture. And then I had to work hard to get these pawns to move. Yeah, f4 check would have been a no-brainer. Good move. Advance these pawns. Because if these pawns can hit, like, let's say the 5th rank in tandem, then he's got some serious stuff to think about. So, yep, looks like that would have been good. Just couldn't find, like, a good way to proceed here. Like, now rook c2 is annoying. Okay, king d2, I could have prevented that. Duh. I didn't see that. I think I let him play rook d2, rook c2. This is really a tough call in time pressure. I wasn't sure how to advance my pawns. Clearly, I made some errors. It's saying f5. So if he takes that pawn, e5 check. Yeah, that makes more sense. King e7, knight f4. And like I said, once these pawns get to the 5th rank, he can't go sniping pawns at random now. His window for doing that is closed, like, because his king alone is not going to stop the 2 knights plus the pawn. Or the 2 pawns plus the knight. So, if I had more time, I would have figured out a better way to advance these. I tried with this, but he just kept playing good moves. Computer says this should be a draw. Yeah, that was not a good move. Knight d6 check is better.
Check.
And trying to get this going. Even at the cost of giving up my b pawn, it's good to do that. It's interesting. Very complicated endgame. And now I should be losing. I'm not surprised by that. And now I'm fine again. Eval's changing like every single move. Knight e4 would have been strong. I assume because after this I can play f5. Try to get the pawn up to f6. Yeah, this would have been winning for me. If he ever sacrifices, my 2 connectors are going to win, because he only has this pass pawn, and I can cope with that. However, if he wins the b pawn, then he has 2 pass pawns on opposite wings. That could trump my center pawns, in some cases. Yeah, and time scramble after this.
Check.
He is winning. He does have to avoid some knight forks and such, though. Not easy in time pressure. Well, now it's a draw again, apparently. Until I play... Oh, no, I must be losing this now. King e4, yeah. So I am losing at this point.
Check. Check.
And got a fortunate flag.
Check.
Oh, I'm winning again. Cool. I could have taken his rook.
Check.
Alright, hope you guys enjoyed that one against InvisibleMan. So happy to say I'm above 2,500. So yay to 2,500 plus territory in the 5-minute pool. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back with a standard game. Bye.